my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is Friday. That's it. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
No,
What a great
Friday hangout where we just let everyone hang out. And so I got my good friend Steven and my good friend Matt coming here to hang out. And we're going to be talking sci-fi, but I'm giving Benji one last chance. Benji, one last chance. This is it. We're going to do the drawing one more time. If Benji doesn't somehow appear in the chat and say, hey, I won something, here's my address. Tell me where to send the stuff. So the guy that won the 4K subscriber giveaway, he didn't claim the prize. Well, he didn't respond to me, even though I reached out to him.
Show the prizes again. Show your prize package.
So here's the prize.
No, not that package, Alan. Just the prize package.
Yeah, this is the package.
Okay.
So yeah, and this one, 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 upside down, more upside down, and then more upside down. These ones are all upside down. Why are these all upside down? Okay, so that's the prize package. Whole bunch of stuff. Golden Age, modern, first appearance of Betty Boop, and a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so
I didn't know that we had Rodney Dangerfield's doctor in the chat.
Dr. Vinny Boom Bots?
Yeah. Dr. Vinny Bam Boom. Bam Ba. Boom Ba. Boom Ba. Vinny Bam. Vinny Boom Ba. So and then so I'm just gonna quickly say hi to the chat. Hi Susie.
Hi Sue.
Hi Sue.
Hi Lyle.
Big Lyle.
Hi Lyle.
Hi Last Frontier.
Mr.
Hi
Last.
JSS.
Brooklyn.
NC.
Slapjacks.
Brian.
Big Brian.
Oh, speaking of Brian, I didn't invite Brian.
Hello, Vinny.
Hi, Vinny. And then Beckerman.
Mr. Beckerman.
Kenneth.
Big Ken.
And
Wuxo7.
Wuxo? Okay, I'll go with that. You're not Italian. Oh, that's disappointing.
No, you are not Italian. Are you Canadian or something?
Oh, you can tell Alan is not Canadian. Yes,
that's
I'm not
right.
Canadian.
That's good.
Actually, it's really funny though. Right. My old neighborhood was like a very Italian neighborhood.
Oh, I can tell. I can tell by your accent.
Yeah. So they always thought my name was Poletti. Poletti.
Poletti. Where is Poletti? And there's no E on the end either.
Yeah, it would be an I actually. I think, right?
Well, it could be an I, but it's TT is the end of your name.
It would depend if they thought your name was masculine or feminine.
Well, you know the answer to that one.
Very masculine. Very masculine. Okay. Okay. So and you can say that one.
Hello,
movie.
And
there's Brutus.
Imperious Flex. Nice Submariner.
And one more.
Brutus.
Oh, watch out for daggers in your back. So two Brutus. And Fiddle Chips is here too.
Hey Fiddle.
Hi Fiddle Chips.
Okay, so I said hi to the chat.
What did he say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, engineers have to back up the drawing board.
You're not feeling it? I won't use them because they'll tear your books to pieces, and they are so heavy that they tear bags. And if they scuff against things, they'll just go right through bags. I mean, Mylars.
Okay, so
I won't use them.
I didn't have any problems with them personally. With the clear ones, I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, I won't use them.
Okay, well, I didn't mind them. Okay, and hi Jeffrey.
Big Jeff.
Jeffrey.
And then one more, Canadian survivalist. A whole bunch of people here today. Okay. Okay, so
do Canadians go like this or do they go like this?
We go like this.
Really?
Yes.
I don't even know. I thought we always did. I don't know. You can tell I was not in the military.
I was in the cadets, so.
Okay,
like
so it's like this.
Well, you brush that eyebrow back, right?
Right.
No, we're not supposed to touch the face.
Oh, you don't touch the face.
You snap it close to. Okay.
Yeah.
So they want you to
snap like We snap more like in the inside, like such. That's how we do it.
You snap on the
Ah,
inside. Well,
Yeah.
that's
We don't do like the Brits
no,
where they go like that.
rifles. They
I
snap
don't
on the
like this.
inside
This
and
is
off they
actually.
go.
I'm gonna go with the American style. I think that's better. Sorry.
You can't
Sorry,
do
Canada.
that. You can't do that. Oh, Canada.
Yeah, sorry. I don't like our salutes. I'm
I
giving up
don't
on
like
this
that.
country.
I
That
like
was the
Maple Leaf
last.
Forever better.
That was the last straw for me. I have to. I'm.
That was the
renouncing my
last straw?
Canadian- I don't like the salute. That's terrible. I
Wow.
don't like that at all. Okay, so yeah, so the theme tonight is going to be sci-fi covers.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to show. I got some pretty cool ones. I know that you have. Did you bring the contact?
Did I bring what?
Contact.
Contact.
You know, I think
That's an Abbott and Costello cartoon, isn't it? Contact. I'm a
You have
Spitfire.
like contact. You have contact 12, right?
Nope.
The LB Cole.
Contact 12? No. I have Captain
Oh,
Arrow. I have Captain Arrow.
you have the Captain Arrow one. Oh, okay. I thought you had both. So
No,
okay.
I don't
I
have
like both.
contact. I don't believe in contact.
Okay.
It's not safe. It's not safe. But I did have. Do you want to start with me?
Yeah. Then Matt, are you good for a second? Being second?
Yeah.
I am. I've got 20 books here ready.
Okay. Oh, and hi Jerry as well. Okay.
Hi Jerry.
And
Chick.
Mad Spidey. Okay. So I said hi to everyone. I hope.
Say it with kindness. These people are coming to share their time, their Friday night with us. Thank you all for coming very much for our Friday hangout. And we're going to spin the wheel for all kinds of goodies. Now, if they're in the chat tonight, will they be put onto the wheel?
No, we're going back to that video, right?
So, okay, anyone that's not commented on that video, go over and comment on that video.
Which video?
Right now. Well, it's in the description. There's a link.
You're going to make them crawl all over the place looking for your video? Why don't you just let them come in from here? If you're new to here and if you haven't entered into the contest, just let them in.
No.
I want you to go back 6 months and sometime in the ether find that.
There's a link.
Respond to that, and then you'll be able to do the link, but it won't connect.
There's a link in the description. It's a link in the description of this video. This video you're watching right now, there's a link. Go to that link, comment on that video, and then you're in the contest. That's it.
And all you have to say to comment is okay.
Okay. Just a comment, okay. I'd like to see a whole bunch of okays.
And then you can get all these prizes, and I hope that somebody is watching tonight.
But you have to be a subscriber of the channel. That's
right.
Oh, look at all of this.
Just 2 things. Subscribe to the channel, put an okay.
Blood sample, okay.
And blood samples, yes. And social insurance number.
Turn your head and cough.
Credit card information. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do this. Let's throw some books.
Let's do this.
Fiddle Chip, I have to say something to Fiddle Chips before we go. What you wrote about in there are still amazing now. They were amazing 5 years ago, at least.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about?
He commented that the prostitutes and strippers were amazing looking in Montreal 20 years ago. And I'm saying they're still 5 years ago, they were still pretty good looking.
Thank God we brought that out to the Friday crowd.
Yeah, this is useful information.
Thank you.
Listen,
for
man.
keeping us on a high level here. That's why we like to keep you around. And Matt, just because somebody makes a comment, you don't have to give it to them. Hello, who dad?
Okay.
I commented because I thought it was amusing.
You don't see the link. Okay, there's a link.
Thank you. See, that's what I say.
Is there a link there?
Is there one? You should know it's your site.
I put a link there. I'm positive.
It's there. I would just check it because I copied the link.
I want everyone to go in for this gold bar. Strangely, no one has accessed the link because there is no link.
There is a link.
I am pasting the link now.
Missing link.
I've just pasted the link in the chat.
Spidey sees it. It's in the description.
Yeah.
I put it there so people could do it. I was trying to be nice.
So I see what you're doing is you're discriminating against people from Canada trying to win the prize.
No, I want people from Canada
to win the prize. That's great. And then you don't like the Canadian salute. You want an American salute.
I don't like the Canadian salute.
And how many nationalities are you again, Alan?
I'm 3 nationalities.
Labrador, Golden Retriever, and Collie?
Golden Retriever. No, none of the above. So yeah, my sister is a Labrador.
She is. She's in Labrador. She's a Labradorian.
She is a Labradorian, yeah.
Is that what
She's
they call
born
them, Labradorians? Do they live in a laboratory?
No, they call them Newfies.
Newfies? Newfies are dogs, Newfoundlands.
I always thought
Yes.
Labradorians call themselves Labradorians because they consider themselves separate. That's why they changed the name of the province.
That's what I heard. Isn't that right? Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, they constitutionally changed the name of the province about 10 years ago officially.
Yeah, because now it's
Newfoundland and
Newfoundland and
Labrador.
Labrador. Yeah.
What is this? And then you got Quebec, and they don't want to be in there either. No one wants
Nobody
to
likes
be in
each other
Canada.
in this
What
country.
the hell's the
It's
matter
really
with
weird.
you people?
And,
Just cut them
and
off
we're-
and send them down to the Congo. They'll be happier down
And
there.
the funny thing is, we're a nice country. Just imagine if we weren't nice.
Yeah, I can tell how nice you are. Everybody wants out. I don't get.
And Fiddletips was trying to say something nice because he's talking about our prostitutes being great.
Well, can we try something like childcare or optometry or dental care? Well, I'll never forget that. How about medicine? No, that's no good
No,
either.
medicine's
All right,
terrible.
so
Yeah.
we'll just you'll
We
notice.
have better beer.
Hi, Callie. Yeah, we actually, that's one thing. Canadians
Hi,
have better
Callie.
beer.
Not compared to Portland, you don't. We have craft beer. We have hops. Oregon is one of the biggest and fanciest hop growers in the world. People come from all over the world to get hops here to make beer. Oregon is like, if you go, I mean, Oregon has beer coming
How
out
do
of
you
their
hop to
eyes.
it? Hop to it then.
Hop to it. Wow.
That was the
Wow.
only
What
joke I
time
could
is
think
it?
of. It's daddy
So-
joke time. Okay, go ahead.
So over my shoulder, up there, I have a bunch of space science fiction stuff. There's Rocket to the Moon. There's
They look
Unknown
great.
Worlds, which is one of the very first sci-fi covers.
Oh, very nice.
Fantastic Worlds, Space Westerns, Space Detective, the 3 space actions, which are very cool, and then Space Adventures that has a gal in a red dress, which never happens in comics, very rare.
Mhm.
And she's getting clawed by a monster, and she's half naked, and the guy that's going to protect her with a blaster has a full body suit for full protection, much like Rocket to the Moon. The gal's hanging out, and the guy's in the spacesuit with a bubble helmet to be absolutely sure they're safe, where the women are basically naked and the men have the protective gear on.
That's
I'm
the
not
way they
entirely
work.
sure. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but we'll go with it.
Okay, go with it.
Okay. I'm going to show Mystery in Space tonight, and
Oh,
then
nice.
I'm going to, this is my Mystery in Space collection. And this is over many years that I put it
Yes,
together.
we're going to do the giveaway again. Sorry.
Thanks, Ben. Did you find the link? So anyway, I'm going to start. Here is Mystery in Space, and this is Mystery in Space number 16.
Okay.
Tell
Very
us
nice.
in faster, a giant meteor is going to hit us.
How
Is
much
this-
of the run do you have?
I have a few.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just curious.
That predates
It's a
Adam
cool run.
Strange, right?
Yeah, these are all pre-Adam Strange.
Yeah.
This one's from the Malala collection.
Oh, wow. That
Sure.
kind of almost looks like an EC cover. There's a EC one that's very similar. Very cool.
Here is Mystery in Space. These are from the a collection out of Santa Barbara, California. This is Mystery in Space number 41, 10 center.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't really seen many of these covers before.
Well, that's why I'm happy to provide this as a public service. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Invaders from the space satellites, and it looks like there's a target on America, and it'll bleed up into the hello, Huxa.
I
I
think,
do
was it
too.
Alex Toth that did a lot of the work?
This is a great duotone cover. Gil Kane. Flying saucers over Mars.
Very
Mars
nice.
is off limits to Earthmen. Leave us at once or be destroyed as utterly as that mountain. They destroyed an utter mountain. You can't just keep destroying utters. It's really a bad thing. They must be Canadian.
No, because the dairy farmers are protected.
I'm sorry. This is my time.
That's so true.
This is my time. I'm very sorry. Besides, you have milk in a bag. No one has milk in a bag. Here's Mystery in Space.
Oh, is that a skull? What is that on the front of that?
There's a guy that's got a big, huge ray gun that he's blasting the Earth. Mystery of the Moon Sniper.
That is really cool.
Isn't that fun?
Very nice. Everyone's talking about Canada in the chat. It's really interesting.
That's so sad. Where is Canada? Is it Canada here? What is Canada exactly? It's not really a country anyhow. Here is interplanetary tug of war. Come on, Earth ships, pull, pull.
Oh, wow.
The Earth plays a crucial game of survival in the interplanetary tug of war. Aren't these fun?
Did Marvel have a... What would Marvel's one be? The first sci-fi?
Something crappy. That's all I know. Something with soap opera
I'll get
and
back to you in a second.
interpersonal problems or something. They have all kinds of stuff. Here is showcase number 17, the first appearance of Adam Strange.
Very nice.
And they started the title by calling it Adventures on Other Worlds.
Oh.
And they have this pit in the pendulum thing, and you'll notice the way his rockets are, the way his helmet is. He's got bare arms with fancy gauntlets.
According to Alan, according to the Marvel website, they consider Tales to Astonish, Journey into Mystery, and Tales of Suspense and Strange Tales to all have been originally sci-fi titles.
They're not sci-fi.
I wouldn't have considered them sci-fi, but
they're not sci-fi. They're suspense and mystery and monsters.
Marvel considers them.
Marvel does.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Here is showcase number 18, and they call this again Adventures on Other Worlds. It's another Gil Kane cover.
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Have you seen it before?
No.
No, I haven't seen that one.
No.
And you notice she's got a key on her back. It says, the instant Adam Strange tries to pull Alana away from the flaming sea, he'll be blown sky high. The dozen dooms of Adam Strange. And there were a dozen dooms. And guess what? They didn't get them.
That has to be one of the few showcase titles that I haven't seen the cover for.
I've never seen that cover before, which is weird. I would have thought that I've seen them all. But
that's all right. I'm happy to show it. And this is the first titled Adam Strange book, because this whole Adventures into Other Worlds or whatever, they kind of went, that's a loser. Who's the star of the show here? It's Adam Strange. So here is showcase featuring Adam Strange. Hi, Sky. Adam, help me. I'm being pulled into space by a magnetic meteor. She's beautiful, though. They put the Adventures in Other Worlds all the way down at the bottom. They buried that to put, because they were burying their headline that it's Adam Strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here is Mystery in Space 53. I have one. She's a robot bomb. Here's a mystery. Yeah, she was actually the one when she had the key on her back. That was the thing. He was going to rescue her. Adam was not fooled, however, because she didn't blink or something like that. They give you that.
Yeah.
I have a slab version of it. I think it's 7.0 that I have that's buried somewhere. But this is the same cover with, but it is in Mexico. The Titanes Planetarios, La Mensa, Las Robots Invasores.
Wow, that's really interesting.
It's the same period. It's the same everything, and it was like $25 to get the first appearance from the Mexican first appearance of Adam Strange.
Now, they came out at the exact same time?
Yeah, it's similar time frame. Yeah.
Wow. So that's a good deal then, probably.
Here we go.
Would you believe at one time Adam Strange was the 4th largest selling hero at DC?
I believe it. Space Ranger and Adam Strange came out at virtually the same time, because I believe it was Julie Schwartz wanted 2 new characters for Showcase because things were going well. And so before Green Lantern came out in Showcase, what is it, 22? They came up with 2 characters, and he called in Jack Schiff, and he called in, I think, Gardner Fox, I think. And they wanted to have an Infantino was the artist that was with Fox, and Bob Brown was the artist with Jack Schiff. And this says one of them's got to be from Earth and one of them's going to have to be space. So Schiff, you go first. And he says, well, I've got a character, we'll call him Space Ranger. and that's where Space Rangers started. And he came out in Showcase before Adam Strange. And then what Gardner Fox did was he says, well, we'll have him on the planet, but let's do this. Let's have some planet with a Zeta beam, basically zap him and bring him to a planet that's super futuristic. And we'll do that. And he had Infantino, who does absolutely beautiful work on Adam Strange. And then it was Nellie Bar the Door, because Space Ranger never was as popular as Adam Strange was. He was okay. I have a bunch of his, and they were in Tales. They went into Tales of the Unexpected, and Adam Strange went into Mystery in Space, one of the science fiction titles at DC. And here is Mystery in Space number 54, and this is another Gil Kane cover.
Very nice.
Invaders from the underground world. Here's another painted cover. The Beast from the Runaway World. This is Mystery in Space 55. Painted cover. Isn't that cool?
Doesn't look painted from here. That's amazing.
Look at Adam Strange.
Yeah, there's parts there that I can see, but because of the way the video is, I see it as being more drawing, and it's fantastic. It's because it's not right in front of me, right? So
okay.
It's fantastic. It's beautiful.
It's a mystery.
I know, but it's beautiful.
Here is a Mystery in Space number 56. A gigantic living atom shooting its deadly radiations at Alana. The menace of the super atom. I'll show another 4 or 5, and then we can break to somebody else, because I have a zillion more to show. Here's Mystery in Space number 57, Adam Strange Adventure, Mystery of the Giant Footprints.
Very nice.
Cool.
Again.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these, as I said, I haven't seen these before.
They're great covers. Here's a really, really cool one. Mystery in Space number 58, Adam Strange battles the Chariot in the Sky.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that fun?
That is really cool.
Look at the color strike on this. The colors on this cover are amazing.
I know, it looks brand new. Wow.
Still a 10 center, so we're somewhere between 1954, 55, and 1961. So all of these 10 centers, once we hit 12 cents, we're in 61. He ends up marrying her much later on. But she is his girlfriend. And if you've read any of it, what happens is the Zeta beam hits him. And then he shows up on Ron and he goes, what the hell happened? And so Alana finds him. I think he rescues her from some problem. And then she says, she talks in Ronnie, and he doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. Ickety clickety clickety click. And so she drags him over to her father, who is the super scientist, who is the guy that actually shoots the Zeta beam. I can't remember exactly why it was he was shooting this Zeta beam out into wherever it was, what he was trying to do. But when the Zeta beam hit the Earth and went through hit Adam Strange, he was instantly teleported to Ron. That's the story. Okay. So then of course the super science. So the guy that's on the Earth that Julie Schwartz wanted basically ended up being in a super science fiction story anyway. He says, yeah, he's on Earth. See, he's on Earth. Every story would be like that. When the Zeta beam hits again, he knows exactly where it's going to be. And it takes whatever it is, 3 years for the Zeta beam to go from Ron all the way to Earth, or some screwy deal. And the guy keeps shooting these beams episodically for this. Then when he's on Ron, the Zeta beam wears off, and then he disappears and he goes back to Earth again. And then there's an adventure for him to get where he has to be to get hit by the Zeta beam. And then after the story is done, where he saves Ron innumerable times and is just about to get lucky with Alana, then he disappears. Oh, Adam, come back to me. Bye, Alana, bye. So it's a
That's
big,
so
it's a
messed up.
huge, it's a big tease.
So how is it that he gets hit by this silly beam all the time? Like,
Because it's all true, Adam. It's Adam Strange. It's all true. That's how it happened, Ellen. And so Dr. Schmidlap, and then he's got the big Dr. Ocularis type glasses, you know, he's like one of these guys, and Mr. Science Boy. And they have all this super science, but the only guy that can fight and do anything about it if there's problems is Adam Strange. So he gets this cool costume that he gets, the red and white costume. He gets a rocket pack on his back. He has this great ray blaster and stuff like that, which he doesn't use on Earth. He could fly around on Earth and do this stuff too. No, he has to go all the way. He has to go all the way back to Ron, and then he's the protector of Ron, and he's the savior of Alana. And Alana is a babe, and then she loves Adam, and Adam loves her, and then things are just about to get right and stuff like that. And she says, "Oh, come back soon." So then he has to wait whatever is like 90 days or 105 days or some screwy deal before he gets to be the next Zeta beam is going to hit. And then he continues with his archaeology or whatever it is. That's where he was in Inca land, where the Incas were or something, and that's where the first one hit him. So, but they have this translator Duhicus that he can understand them. And then when he, almost without exception, when he arrives on Ron, there is some problem. Ron has been conquered. Ron is in the process of being conquered. The sun is coming into Ron. Ron is going out of orbit. I mean, it's just, you name it. Ron is in deep trouble, and they have to hope that Adam Strange gets there in time to solve the problem, or Ron's going to go away. Okay, I'll show three more.
do you know who the space cabbie is? I guess it's from an early Mystery in Space series.
I know the character. I have a couple of reprints of it, but I don't have any handy.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know when Space Cabbie started. I remember that the thing about Space Cabbie was that there are stories in Mystery in Space. It's sort of an anthology, but the Adam Strange story is the one. The other ones that are in there, they're sort of hit and miss. And then after a while, then he basically takes over the whole magazine. Here's a really cool one, Mystery in Space number 59, a really cool green cover.
Yes.
And and here once again Adam Strange, and he's right there in Duel of the Two Adam Stranges. I'm the only one who knows the secret of how to stop that 70-foot duplicate of myself from conquering this world. Only
Hey,
Adam
Biggie.
Strange.
Hey, Biggie.
Hi, Big. Big night before you crown Man Cave is the best collector of all time for 15.
I have a feeling, Man Cave is going to be.
It's gotta be Man Cave.
So for those people,
was it all the sticky goose stuff I said? Is that why I got the chop? I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Okay, here we go. Here's an Infantino.
Oh, it's Mystery in Space number 2, by the way, or 21. 21. Sorry.
I don't believe I have 21. Here's Mystery in Space 61, the Adam Strange thriller. Threat of the Tornado Tyrant, and this is classic Infantino. You got the bald guy with the really tight angular spaceship. You got a screwy device, and you have the cityscape just like in Flash off in the distance, because Infantino was a frustrated architect, and so he didn't get into architecture school, but he still had architectural stuff. And here you have the classic Adam Strange a la Infantino, and he's shooting at the bald guy up in the top there. Always lots of bald guys with Infantino. That and monkeys. Monkey bald men. Okay, now I'll let somebody else carry it. Then we'll come back to more Adam Strange in just a minute.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll finish this round, and then we'll do the giveaway. Okay.
Sounds
and then
good.
We'll do another round. Yeah, makes
Great.
sense. Okay, so Matt?
Perfect. Yep. For those that don't realize, Space Cabbie's actually been reused again recently. He's been in a couple of he came back. He was in an issue of Lobo, I think it was volume 2. Yeah, volume 2, number 21. And he was used in Action Comics not too long ago as well. Space
I've never
Cabbie's
even heard of that character.
No, Space Cabbie's actually made a bit of a minor comeback. There's rumors actually that he is going to be in the movie that Lobo's going to be in there as Jason Momoa. But it's not a huge rumor yet, so don't take that home.
So, man, you sure are mean to your poor Smurf. He's upside down on the top of your bookshelf there.
Yeah,
but that's because everybody was commenting that his butt was sticking out.
Well, I was going to say, I've been looking at his fanny for the last 15 times I've seen your show. Now you finally bring him around. You won't let him sit up straight. Why can't you?
He's a baby. He needs to be on his back.
Interesting. Controversial.
Anyway, the first one I'm going to show is just one that I know is an old favorite with a lot of people out here. It's Vanguard 2. We all know Dave Stevens.
Yeah, it's a great one.
This was on my shelf, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty sci-fi. Girls getting into a spaceship.
Definitely.
And it's their first appearance, too, by the way.
Yeah. When I was in the hotel this week and everybody else had fallen asleep and I can't, I'm a nighthawk compared to the rest of my family, I discovered that Star Trek The Next Generation is on. So I found this one here where the cover has them splitting the saucer section from the back section.
Oh, nice. That was a big thing in the very first episode, right? Where they had
That's what the Borg, they did that, didn't they?
No,
they did it. They did it in the first episode to try it out.
Yeah, they made it.
That was one of the things they want to make sure, because they wanted to make sure it worked properly. But they've done it a couple of times. Here's another Star Trek Next Generation one where Deanna Troi, this is number 23, is beneath the surface on an unknown planet, and there's always a bigger fish. Comes up behind. I thought it was a pretty cool looking creature, so I went with it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I like underwater covers, so that's cool.
Yeah. Here's one that I like where this is Star Trek number 38, where James Kirk is being shot at by aliens on a planet while doing his usual thing, trying to save the girl.
Wow.
Yeah. I particularly like when he says, "You need to follow me up this stairway."
You know why?
Is that the second series?
This is the first series.
They asked
the DC first series. So it's not
DC first series. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I don't have any of the gold key ones.
Okay.
But I do have those boxes I bought in March had a bunch of the Star Trek in them, so I was. And so here's the last one I'm going to show. This one is original Star Trek number 12, second series of DC. I just like it because it's a great shot of the Enterprise in battle with a bigger who are they? Not the Cardassians, the other ones. The bad guy, the Romulans. The Romulans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was
kit for that when I was a kid.
I just thought this was a great cover again. These are all written by Mike Barr, by the way. If you're not familiar with Mike Barr took over the writing of Brave and the Bold. Took over writing Brave and the Bold for the last few issues when Haney retired and moved on, and he ended up creating Batman and the Outsiders with Jim Aparo. And the last one I'll show in this thing so that Alan can start showing his nice older covers. I found this one of Judge Dredd that I just thought was really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As I was going through my books. That's actually
a new one. That's IDW.
Yes. What happened was
I didn't realize they came back with them.
Yeah, this one it wasn't too long ago. This is a couple of years old.
Nice.
So it wasn't that recent. But the fact is, I was looking for something else, and I came across that and thought, oh, that would look cool tonight. So,
hi, Joseph.
Anyway, you can go there, Dallin, for a bit.
Okay. So, so I'll go, and then after me, we'll do the drawing. Okay. So be ready.
Awesome.
Okay, Matt. So everyone, while I'm doing my part, you guys check out the link in the description. Go over there, make a comment, subscribe to the channel.
Very nice.
Is that the model kit? One sec here. One sec here. I gotta make it. One sec. One sec. Okay, there you go. Show it again.
Very nice.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Lost in Space.
I liked Lost in Space. That was an awesome show. You had something else. Oh, you have a bunch. Oh, you even have the little.
You're muted, Stephen.
You're muted.
Count your lucky stars.
He's like giving us like the meaning of life and a whole bunch of awesome things.
And the secret to all of the questions you ever had is I can never say that again.
Yeah. Very nice. That's a cool toy. I always liked Robbie the Robot or whatever his name is. Is that Robbie the Robot? Is that right?
No, he's from Forbidden Planet. This is BM59 or something, whatever. B9.
I always get that. Yeah.
I have one. Can I show you one more before we shift?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you one more.
All right, he's gonna run and get it.
Nothing wrong with
that. Case cards.
Just a quick note.
B9. I always get the names mixed up.
If anybody out there is interested, I am down to 21 people left before my giveaway.
Yeah, there's 40 people watching this show right now. If every one of you guys go over and subscribe to Matt's channel, he will have enough to give away more comics.
And remember, in my giveaway, I have the signed photo of Alan.
That's going to discourage them, Matt.
That, you might want to join, right?
That's going to discourage them, Matt.
Are you kidding? My wife has already said, I really want to win your contest.
Has she subscribed? Oh, wow. This is a huge one.
She subscribed to she was one of my top.
That's huge.
That is awesome. Thanks, JSS.
Wow.
Oh, Space Case Cards is asking to drop link. I'll
drop a link to your channel there, Matt.
Yeah, I'll.
The robot is 2 feet tall.
2 feet tall.
He's got a control. He has a control that it's somewhat limited, and it has like about 16 D-cell batteries in the base.
Wow. Right? That is really cool.
And so when you start the thing, what it does is you push the button and the thing spins. And then when you let go, then it just goes off in that direction. So you get into a tight spot, you just hit the button and you start spinning, and you wait till he comes around to go the right way, you let off, and then he takes off in the direction you want him to go. Then there's another one for his warning, Will Robinson, warning. You know, I think, so how many expressions does he have? Several. Anyway, and then the top thing is lit and all that stuff. So, Matt, you've gotten too wild on your channel. You were wearing glasses and doing funny voices on your last video. The medication definitely was not working. Felt like, it went away. I couldn't finish reading it, Alan.
Oh, sorry.
Felt like I was on a runaway roller coaster, and that's not good. For Zach, that would not be good. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I just wanted to show my robots being science fiction boy.
Okay. 1 sec here.
I go.
I was wearing my glasses because those were my reading glasses, and I needed to be able to see what I was reading in the book.
Okay. So,
as for funny voices, my daughter already said, "You're so cringe."
Okay, so what I was saying before I got interrupted by a toy was that there's a link in the description. Go over to that video right now while I'm showing my books, and make sure you comment on that video, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll be entered into the contest. Okay? So the link is in the description of this video that you're watching right now. Just go over and subscribe, comment, and then you're in the contest. And then we'll do it, right? So you got a couple minutes to do it.
Drop the link.
Are you going to drop the link into the chat?
I just dropped your link. JSS, I've already dropped my link.
Don't drop it.
I didn't realize Stephen had so many toys. It's like pulling out all of his toys now.
It's not in there. Weird.
I don't see your link. The link. I didn't see anything from you, Matt. I saw the link to your channel, but not to the giveaway.
How about now?
No, nothing.
You know what? It may not be working because the link is already. It's a different type of link. Hang on. Let me go to that channel and see if I can do it this way.
But it is in the description of this video. It says, go here to get into the contest. So do that, and you'll be fine.
See, I told you. Told you.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on my
Sure.
But yeah, it seems to not be coming up in the comments here. My tweet did, but
so JSS, we can't seem to get it to reappear into the chat. It's in there, but it's not in there. It's in the description. It is in the description. Matt needs Geek Squad. Okay, well, it is in the description. Believe it or not, it is in the description of the video. You might have to like expand the video description to see it, but it is in there. It's right next to my PayPal link where you can I was joking. I was joking. There's a link in the description to go there. And
Sure.
This works now.
Sure, there is.
the link is fake news.
Does that work now?
Yes. Okay, so there's the link. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
It doesn't work.
It does work.
Geek Squad does quick IMs.
And you call me the Marplot. Okay.
Oh, there you go. You got me.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show my books now. Can I show my books, people? Is it okay?
Now, go ahead.
Okay. So I bought some books with me too. I was wondering if anyone was going to show Star Trek. So I figured, hey, I'll show some Star Trek too. So I brought my Star Trek. This is my Star Trek #1. And actually, this is my second copy of the book. I have another copy. And what happened was I was always telling people how much I love this show. I was a big fan of the show. I think I watched every episode like maybe 5 to 10 times. So I tell people at my local comic shop about liking Star Trek, and the owner said, "Hey, look, come back to the warehouse, and I have a copy of Star Trek #1 that I'll sell you." And so I was like, "Oh wow, finally I'm going to get Star Trek #1," and he wanted $50, which was a lot of money. I was like, "Oh okay," but in my mind, it's $1 million book. It's like, it's a grail because I always like Star Trek. But it was the most beat up copy ever. Like, it's just barely a comic. And it was the worst graded comic ever. But I bought it because, when am I ever going to get a chance to get a Star Trek #1? I think that book is still worth probably less than $50. So I totally overpaid. But I got this one when the most recent series, a couple, maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago, or two, the one with Michael. What was this? What was that called? What was the Star Trek show called?
Michael Discovery.
Discovery. That one was so bad that it tanked the market for Star Trek.
That one was so bad that it tanked the channel this week.
Really?
Paramount shut down all television operations because they lost $300 million on Star Trek Discovery over 5 years. Yeah,
so that one was so bad that it made this book really affordable. So I picked it up when it was really cheap. The recent one though, Star Trek New Country or whatever it's called. What is it called? The new one? Do you know? I haven't watched Star Trek ever since that Michael one. I just couldn't do it. It just was hurting me too much. So that's Star Trek. That's #1. I'm a big fan of that show. Great show. It didn't last long enough, but it was a great show. And then another cool one is Doctor Who. And this is Doctor Who and the Daleks. I always mess up their name. Say it one more time.
Daleks.
Yeah. And this is actually the first appearance of Doctor Who in the American comics. Okay. Oh, yeah, Picard was not Picard. I heard last season of Picard was actually good.
It was.
But I didn't watch that. I actually watched the first season of that. Yeah, thank you. Everyone's gonna kill me on the pronunciation. What was I gonna say? No, it was the other one. There was one where it's like Pike, Christopher Pike.
Yes, that would be
I
Strange
thought
New
it was
Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. So that's
That
one.
one's actually season 3 is now on hold briefly because they're not sure about CBS picking it up completely.
Oh, okay.
Strange New Worlds might be delayed because they were 3/4 done the filming of it when Paramount pulled the plug.
Okay. Speaking of plugs, this one is kind of I feel like doesn't one have a plug on it? No, maybe I'm thinking a different book. Sorry. I was gonna say. This is one of my favorite robot covers of all time, actually, because it's kind of like a mixture of good girl and robots. I'm not sure if you can.
Very nice.
It's a really pretty painted cover.
Also,
This is
she looks like she's wearing something that's actually very appropriate for the setting. That looks very sci-fi.
Very sci-fi, yeah, maybe. You got this
Invasion of the Love Robots.
Yeah, it's actually a funny story. The aliens use these love robots to basically take over. Oh wait, we got Biggie. Bigby. Is that Kurt? Add to stage.
Bigby.
Biggie. No, Biggie. I couldn't see the name at first. Sorry.
Hi, Big.
Sorry.
Biggie. Hi,
I
Biggie.
don't mind being called Bigby. Hey guys, I'm just hanging
Sorry.
out. I ain't
I
got no
just saw
books.
the big.
Sorry.
Well, you can stay, hang out.
Yeah.
So
Well, look at that
actually,
little jackass that's driving him too. Look at that little
that's
green guy.
So the story behind it is the aliens want to take over the world, and the way that they do it is they think if they distract everybody with these love robots, these perfect men and perfect women, okay? So they send two robots out, okay? And one is a perfect man, and one is a perfect woman, okay? And everyone instantly falls in love with them. So they're like, oh, we can do whatever we want because they're all googly-eyed over these love robots. And then, but what happens is the two love robots meet each other. And because they're both perfect, they fall in love with each other. And the two robots fall in love with each other. And then the robots, the evil alien guys say that we don't need the robots once we can just make a whole bunch of them and we'll take over the world. And the love robots overhear this conversation, and then the love robots foil the alien plot. So
that's a great story.
Yeah, it is actually kind of a funny story. It's quite cute. But yeah, so that's Amazing Adventures. And another really awesome one. I like my robot covers, sci-fi robot covers. We got Brick Bradford.
Oh, Bender. He looks like Bender too. No, he looks a little bit like Bender too, but he also looks like the cover for that Queen album, The News of the World, as well.
Yeah, see, sex robots for the win. Yes. Is sleeping with a robot cheating on your wife? I would say so.
I would say no.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, ask your wife.
There are robotic parts available that some people can use for certain activities. So,
wow. Okay.
Digging gardens.
Too much information, I think. Okay, and then here's another robot-y one, sci-fi robot-y. I like when they show the whirly jiggy things inside their heads. I like this one. And this is a Gene Fawcett cover. It's a really cool one. I think you have a higher grade one of this, don't you, Steven?
I do.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
But that's a nice copy. That book used to be a little bit more accessible. I have a question. Are you advertising for Code Blue? Are they sponsoring you or something? Or what is
no,
that?
It's just my it was just a shirt that I grabbed. Sorry.
But you're advertising another outfit on your show?
What do you mean?
Okay.
Okay. I like this shirt, actually. To tell you the truth. Their shirts are nice. Okay.
Not as nice as yours. Not as nice as yours.
So we got some more Amazing Adventures. So this is
Chuck Heston.
The space
yeah,
pirates
that's what I
of-
thought. Whenever I saw this one, that's what I think. It looks like, you know, like where he's getting like what's the one where he's like Ben-Hur or one of those ones?
Yeah.
And he's getting whipped because he's a slave or whatever, right?
Yes.
That's
And
what this reminds me of.
he basically Christ gives him water and is then lashed. And
Yeah,
then he
yeah,
comes
yeah.
back. I know this man. It's a really powerful show.
Yeah. So that's what that reminds me of. And then, oops, wrong pile.
Poor Stephen Boyd at the end, boy, he really took it in the shorts.
And then another cool book is Earthman on Venus.
Another Fawcett.
Yeah, you're right. I just like the way this girl looks. One second, let me take it out of the bag. Make it show a little bit better. I think she looks really stunning. Is it coming across well, or
Yes,
it's like maybe like that better?
even better.
Yeah. So Earthman on Venus. Actually, I you know, this is a reasonably good copy. You know, normally I'm getting like lower grades, but I got a reasonably good one on this one.
That's an interesting Avon. You'll notice the little tag up in the top left.
Yeah, it's weird. Avon Fantasy Classic.
Yeah. They had a very specific, and it didn't last very long either.
She is a bug. If you look at her, she has like little antennae.
Oh, it's like Lana Lang there when she was the insect queen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wasn't
maybe
she half bee or something like that?
Yeah, but she's wearing less clothing, so she's automatically awesomer.
Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, so I always like that cover.
I'd like to compliment you on your trophy from last year, Alan.
Oh, thank you. I lit it up just for you. Okay, so another interesting one is Jet Powers.
Jet Powers, cool.
Jet Powers number 3. I like ones where it's like little people. I don't know. I always like little people.
That guy sure looks a lot like Captain Atom.
He does.
He really does. He really does. He even has like the little
Yeah,
Adamish-
there's a little commingling going on around here.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a ripoff. Art is more important than the comics sometimes.
Almost always.
A B porn. Yeah, so The Devil Machine. This is the Canadian edition actually as well. Which is one of the weird things about the Golden Age. Like the Canadian editions, like for the modern books, are like way more expensive, usually about double, right? But the Golden Age, even if they came out at the same time, and they're actually way rarer, they're equally as rare as the
Incredibly
modern
rarer.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1/10 usually. 1/10.
And they have little nuances that are different, and the back covers are completely different.
Yeah, you see the back cover.
The back cover ads for Canadian
Always
comics
different.
are screwy. I mean, really screwy.
Yeah, really. This one's like some weird thing. You get like a 500 comics or something silly for $1.
You know, like with American books, it's always like the Revolutionary War soldiers or the Foot Locker World War II, or the ones where you have to name these presidents and get this ring, you know, all that stuff.
Well, the weird thing about it is like these are actually cheaper. If you try to buy like the American version versus the Canadian version is usually cheaper by about, I'd say about 40% cheaper.
That's not always the way it is, and you know, I can tell you exactly which book the Canadian one is a lot more expensive.
we know which one, the French one, right?
Is this tomorrow?
Is this tomorrow? That's a good example of where it's the opposite way more expensive for the French.
But that book is so awesome.
Isn't there a lot of Canadian books from that era? Don't they have less pages?
I'm not sure. I mean, that could be the case. You could be right about that.
Because I know that there were DC versions of Canadian books after the war when they first came back, where the DC version were 64 pages and the Canadian version was 52 big pages.
Yeah, I think sometimes what they would do is put multiple panels, like they would consolidate and then put it like on the same page. Or sometimes they would remove some of the interior ads or something like that, where it would be a smaller book. I think that was partly, it depends on the era. I mean, this is 51, so I'm not sure.
When did they open the door again in Canada for American books?
1953.
Oh,
No.
was it that late?
53, yeah. It was much later.
Wow, I thought it was 47, man.
Yeah, that's why the Canadian white era is like 1941 to 1953. And then after that, it kind of...
Oh,
all fell apart.
Korea, yes. I would, that would make sense.
That'd be the other thing, right?
That's right, too, when they were fighting in the fourth. Okay, I'm getting confused because 47 was when they banned crime comics.
Yeah,
started
see, that's
doing
what
that.
I was saying. One second.
Yeah.
Less ads inside.
Well, they
No
weren't
ads,
paying for
more
the
panels.
ads. That's it, because they weren't paying for the ads, and the Canadians were not going to advertise American
random
companies.
stuff,
Said,
yeah.
screw you. We're not going to advertise
that's
you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, yeah.
Were you
that's right.
saying that?
That's what I said.
Hmm.
That's what I said. There was no interior ads, and they also consolidated the panels so that you'd get more panels on one page. Okay.
So like the Dirty Sanchez ads, right?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so this is another one. I just like this one. I don't know. I got
It
this
is
really
pretty cool.
Painted cover.
Yeah, I got this really cheap. I think this was my comic shop. That was my ding.
Would you, why don't you turn your bell over and look if you got some guck in there?
There's no guck in there. It's a brand new bell.
Is it?
You don't know how to ring a bell?
Yes, mommy. Yes, dad. Okay, well, it's like, I don't know. I can't get it to ring. It's like, okay, one second. Let me move the bell over.
Put it flat.
That's it. That it is flat.
Hmm.
Okay, well, you guys, I don't know. My bell.
Broke.
I don't know.
You got a messed up bell.
Well,
Yeah, there's a lot more to that, isn't it? It's sort of a metaphor.
It makes me feel
You
bad.
guys
I
are
gave him
brutal.
that.
Did you give him a defective bell, Matt?
Maybe.
No,
Okay.
you didn't do that.
JX
broke
says
it.
slap it.
Alan broke it.
How about that?
Oh, that's great. Listen to that tone. Listen to
Jeez.
that excursion. Incredible.
Wow. Okay. So that was that. Okay. Got one more amazing adventures to show.
They're great
Very nice.
covers.
Isn't this? I love these painted. These Ziff Davis ones are
Yeah.
so underrated. Like
They're expensive though, and I
no,
think
they
they've been
aren't. No, they
discovered.
aren't. Not really. They're like,
Really? I've been
no.
trying to get that first one you have with the little green guy driving the love robot.
That's the only expensive one.
That's
That's
a
an expensive.
spendy book.
Yeah, that is a spendy book, but these ones are not that bad. I mean, we're talking a couple $100, but you compare it to some other titles, like I don't know, like some of the Harvey ones or some of the other stuff, right? And they're like 10 times more expensive. So I think Zip Davis is underrated. But I love these ones. I just like the way the girls' clothes kind of cling to her a bit. So I think it's kind of nice. This is Murphy Anderson and Al Cameron. Al
Nice.
Cameron art.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff.
Cameron did a lot of good stuff.
Mm. Okay, so that's I tried to kind of do a fair amount because I wanted to give people time.
You wanted to give Bernie enough time, or Benny and the Jets to come in, and now everybody who can't find the link has found the link, right?
Hopefully everyone, this is your last chance. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds as Matt gets ready. Is Matt ready? Did more
I'm not
people
ready. I'm not going to copy the link until you tell me that, okay, that's it. No more.
Okay, so guys, 10, 9, 8, make a comment. 7, 6, 5, 4,
Make a comment.
3, 2, 1. Contest is closed. Okay. So
All right.
Letter Buck.
Pasting and hitting start. Load comments.
and hopefully it's not Benji again. It'd be
God,
so
that'd
annoying.
be great. If that was, it'd be so great. The face who have decreed that he will win.
I was afraid to comment again because I didn't want to screw up my first one. I don't know if that
No, I think it should be okay.
it probably is.
All right.
It's usually the
Hopefully
last
somebody-
person.
Hopefully it's somebody we know, and that way I know that they'll contact
All
me.
right. Here we go. Paste.
Can you share screen?
Okay. Number of winners. No,
No,
I
you can't.
had that
You
problem. I
can't.
was trying
We
to do
tried
it
it before. He couldn't do it.
Yeah. solve some.
Oh, I think you already commented there, Lyle. So yeah.
15.
Benji is my.
We have
funniest subscriber.
119 comments.
119. I think it was 106 last time.
It
So
was
it's gone up a little.
106 last time. I wrote that down. Here we
Mhm.
go. And the winner is Rancor Prime Games.
Rancor Prime Games.
Yes,
Can
Beautiful.
Can you paste that into the chat so people
I
can
will in just a second.
Congratulations, Rancor.
see? Congrats.
Mind
I'm
game.
writing it down so I can also send it to you on Instagram.
That's great.
Okay, so let's see here.
Jesus like rigged.
Rigged.
I don't know who this person is. It's rigged for somebody I don't even know who they are.
So it's
All you need to know is it is a fine customer and a fine follower of your channel.
user.
Fake user.
Prime
JX.
There we go. That's the
We're
name
good.
right there.
We're good losers here. What a
Okay, so this is the winner.
Rancor.
Rancor,
Prime.
like the animal,
Oh,
the
Rancor.
creature from Star Wars.
No,
Rancor Prime
Rancor,
Games.
like angry. Rancor Prime Games.
Is
Rancor
Rancor
like
Prime
angriness.
Games here, by the way?
Say again?
I don't know.
Is he here watching the live stream? No. Okay, it'd be nice if he was here. That'd just make my life easier, right? I could just say, hey, contact me on Instagram and you'll win a prize. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's very hard when.
His Gmail is Rancor Prime Games.
Don't dox the guy.
Why would? How do you know that?
Don't
Because
dox
it's
the
on
guy.
the internet.
Okay,
What?
well, give me
No, I
his
meant
email
like
too. I'll
I
email
put his
him.
name in just to find out if he exists, and it came up on X as you can email me at
Oh, okay. So yeah, send me
So
his
he
email
has
too.
an
That
And you'll send the email and they say, who is this?
Mhm.
He left his email in the comment. Is that what you
send
said?
you-
everyone's gonna
name?
like.
I mean, the only way that makes sense is if he left it in the comment. Do you leave it in the comment, Matt?
No.
That was the name that
Sometimes on
came
your
up.
channel you can have like about us or
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
can go
have it
to
on
what?
mine. Like you can actually email me from my channel.
Yes,
Well,
and
that's
that
helpful.
seems to be where it's coming from. I'm going to send to you the name there, Alan.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Okay.
So very big congratulations. Actually, there was one extra book that I didn't show. He also gets this one.
Nice.
Okay, so, and that was one that we discussed on Biggie's channel. So yeah, and
You did a good review.
the winner gets Steppo's Detective 27.
Well,
Sure.
that'd be great if I ever had one.
If you had it, I knew you didn't have that, so I was like, yes, you can have his imaginary copy of Detective 27.
It's coming up.
Yeah, Rancor just got doxxed, definitely. So yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
How do you
I'm
give?
moved by what
Can you
was
give his
there.
like phone number and like his?
No,
home
none
address
of that
and-
was there. He's advertising.
blood
Contact
type?
me.
Blood type. Yeah. Okay, so Biggie, do you have any sci-fi books you want to show?
I guess I don't. Not particularly. I got New Gods 1 up there, but that's about it.
Okay.
I just
Actually,
didn't go looking.
that's a title
I
that
can't think of
I
anyone.
wasn't. That and Mr. Miracle would be good ones for sci-fi. Well, Mr. Miracle, kind of, sort of.
No, those are more adventure. The sci-fi is sci-fi.
Okay. But there
Why
are
don't you go?
sci-fi elements, like where they go out in space.
Well,
and-
all the superheroes have sci-fi to them. Superman
Yeah.
is science
Okay.
fiction.
I must grab
Alan?
the Noble 1, but
Alan
Yeah.
has a channel. He has a channel.
So he's a real person.
He's a real
The
person.
Benji guy, I wasn't so sure about.
He's got 9 subscribers.
Wow. So he's a massive YouTuber.
And his name on here is just Rancor Prime.
Okay. So I'll check him out. I just emailed.
Yeah, has you.
I don't
Actually, I'll
think
go
that-
grab a book.
Just send it
I
to
got
me.
one.
Send it to Hazu. Hazu
By the
says,
way,
send
that
all
email-
correspondence and
That
prizes to
email is
Hazu.
available on that page. So
Okay,
it's
thank
not
you.
like I've given out anything.
Yeah. We
Here, I'll
forgive
show
you,
this one,
don't worry.
Alan. Check this
Okay.
out.
Okay, I'll give you. Make you solo there.
Mhm.
Good old
Oh,
Nexus
that's a
1.
really nice one. Actually, you know what's funny? You showed that once before, and I was trying to get it because I thought it was such a cool cover.
How
It's
unlike
great.
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah, I really like
Yeah,
that
you
one.
need to get one. This is the very
That is
first
the most
appearance of Nexus. Yeah, my buddy Unruly Simeon has a couple copies, and
What's his
the only other
power
guy.
next? What's Nexus's power, Big?
He's kind of like a knockoff X-Men Cyclops. He don't have like a phaser coming out of his eyes or nothing, but he looks like him. Looks like an X-Men
He
guy,
does
and
look
it's
like him.
Stephen
It looks
Rood
like he
is
has
a.
like some pulse beam out of his hand or something, right?
I think Stephen Rood was like a big indie guy, and he was in charge of this little racket. And I don't know. I just was a fan, and I saw it at the Ohio State Fair when I went there and got it for $15.
It's a
That's not
nice
That's
bad.
a
looking
nice
book.
book.
Looks really
It
good for
is.
that
They had
price.
number 2 and 3, but I just got this one. Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Yep. Nexus.
Well, Alan, do you want I should go on with Mystery in Space?
I think the crowd wants
oh,
that.
whoops. 1 sec. 1 sec. I'm gonna, yeah. There we go.
They've certainly been asking
You
for
saw
Stephen's
Biggie
book.
disappeared and came back, so that was just messed it up for a second.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. Okay, go ahead, Stephen.
Jawohl. So now we have Mystery in Space number 62. The
So how
Beast
long
with
did
the
the
sizzling blue
series
eyes.
run?
That sounds like Matt Atkinson, the Beast with the sizzling blue eyes.
So how long did the series run there, Stephen?
Oh, you're going to find out.
Oh no.
A lot of times in a run, you'll have 1 or 2 books that are always hard to find. They may not be the greatest covers, but some of them are just really hard to find. And in this series, for me, this book here, this is the nicest copy I ever saw of this particular book, ever.
Oh, nice.
Challenge of the Giant Fireflies.
Firefly, yeah.
And we're getting close to 12 cents now because we got the box 10s. Here is number 68. Adam Strange and the Fadeaway Doom. Adam is disappearing, being back to Earth, leaving me trapped in this Tigra bar pit.
Very cool.
I love this cover. This is number 59, The Menace of the Aqua Ray Weapon.
That was not me.
It sounds like you need to have your adenoids out.
That snorted at something that Lyle wrote. Oh, God.
This is a great one. This is the first Dust Devil, number 70, Vengeance of the Dust Devil. Big 10 center now, box 10s. So we're getting real close to 12 centers now.
Cousin of Dirt Devil.
And here is Mystery in Space 71. And this is a totally iconic Infantino cover with the guy in the skyscape, the landscape on the side, in the back.
That's amazing.
Great colors, great color strike.
I wish Infantino could have lived forever. I like his art.
Oh, I shook his hand. I didn't cripple him, but I did my best. Here is 72.
That's weird.
First 12 center. The box 12s with the small. See, the first 12 centers, they made the 12 cent a little bit smaller, and then the next one, then they made it bigger. The bigger 12 cent box 12s.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great cover, purple cover.
Yeah, it's like very interesting.
The Invisible Raiders of Ron.
It's sort of like Gentleman Ghost becomes like a robot-y guy.
True. This one is one of the. This is probably one of the deepest green covers I've in the Silver Age. And it has a purple. It has purple trade dress. Aren't those colors just amazing?
Yeah, green and purple is an interesting mix.
Green and purple covers were all the rage for a little bit in the Silver Age, whether it was a purple background with green print or vice versa. For some reason, that seemed to be a very popular color combination from about 60 to about 63.
Well, this I
I
think
like it personally.
this is in March, so I think that this is 1962.
Yeah.
And I found another one that has just as nice of a color strike. I just love them. Yeah. And here's a guy that was in Justice League, and then he came over to cause problems with Adam Strange, and special super guest appearance of the Justice League of America. Does this guy look familiar to you?
Adam Strange.
Kanjar Row.
Kanjar Row, and that's from Justice League #3, where they're in the slave ship of space.
Well, isn't the Justice League in this book?
Special guests, the Justice League of America.
I got the facsimile. I knew it was a popular one.
It's a big book, so like you do.
Well, if I remember correctly, the Flash recommends Adam Strange for membership in the JLA from that adventure.
So you have one blast left in your ray gun, Adam Strange. Fire at the wrong one, and the real one will doom you. You have 1 second to choose.
Sky, I think the biggest mystery is why Rand is always having a problem when Adam Strange shows up.
The problems were already there, always are there before he gets there. Mm. So when he lands, and I think one time he even says, "I wonder what's going to be happening this time." Well, it's something. Another green cover. Ray gun in the sky. I'm talking about ray gun in the sky. Like you do. Adam, don't try to save me. If you enter the beam of the eclipse, you'll turn into a shadowy figure too.
I'm noticing like there's not much background on like buildings.
Infantino didn't. He was very character forward. Everything is in the background. They have the cityscapes. Flash is very much the same, as you know.
I was going to say, and the Supergirl books that he drew in the 80s were the same.
Yeah, that's just he was character forward with not much background.
Yeah, same with
the landscapes, because he was an landscape architect guy, that he didn't get in, he couldn't do it. So when you see Flash, he always has these long rolling hills and landscape stuff where they'll show Flash going all over them. Same thing, the spacescapes inside these. It's really, Infantino stuff is so good, I think. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't have to show that one.
Yeah, you'll notice that in his Batman books, Batman avoids downtown Gotham quite a bit as well.
Yeah, and I always like with Flash that the entire country is paved with it's like gigantic sidewalks. He's always running on a gigantic concrete slab.
It's true. It's true.
Here's a really nice pink cover. Adam, your shadow's firing a ray gun at you.
Oh, wow. Hate when your shadow does that.
I mean, you can't even trust your own shadow.
He's a dark personality. What do you expect?
Shadowy dude. Mm-hmm. This is like that Flash, that early Flash cover. And 1/7, was he 114 or something? 113, something like that. They have this same look.
So what powers does Adam Strange have? He has like
nothing. He has a jetpack. He's very resourceful and strong, and he has a ray gun, and that's it. And he's a thinking man. And that's the whole thing about Infantino. The Flash was a thinking man. Adam Strange was a thinking man. And they were written that way. John Broome and Gardner Fox, when they would write these stories, these guys these were smart men that had powers rather than guys with powers who weren't particularly smart. The berserker rage, that's all that, that's what it ended up being. Oh, he went into a berserker rage. Well, figure the thing out before you, the Flash, for example, he had a filling he had to go to the dentist. He put a temporary filling in his tooth. And then he got trapped in that device where the guy, it's so crazy. And Catmos, I think it is, very early Flash story. And Catmos has him in this test tube thing. And if he moves, then he'll be disintegrated. He can't vibrate out. He can't do anything. And he says, boy, he says, this little bulb right here, this is the thing that keeps the whole thing going. And you can see it, but there's nothing you can do about it. So he basically digs the filling out of his tooth. And he gets one shot to spit the temporary filling. And he knocks out the light bulb and he escapes and defeats the guy. Wow. Now, there's a thinking man. How's that grab you? Infantino probably, or John Broom or whatever, went to the dentist. He says, God, my mouth hurts. Hey, I know what I'll do.
Wow, that's crazy.
Adam Strange was MacGyver 20 years before MacGyver.
He's got a world war on both planets. What is he going to do? Who is he going to save? They both die.
That's one solution.
What was the war between Polaris?
Thanagar and Ron.
Yeah, Thanagar and
I hated that. I didn't like that. I never liked that. Why would they have the Hawks go up against the Ronians? I didn't care for that.
Well, the Hawks.
I thought that was shoddy writing. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought the Hawks though stayed on the Ron side because they didn't.
Thanagar. No, they're the Hawks are on Thanagar.
Oh, so they did go back and fight for them. I've never read that.
Whatever. You know, it just when the writer said, "Hey, I have an idea. Let's make Thanagar bad with Ron, and we'll have a war." Oh, that's great. Thanks a lot. Screw up Hawkman and Adam Strange at the same time. Congratulations. Well done. That was a classic Infantino. And of course, the Dust Devil has made the Dust Devil has now returned with a different situation. The Powerless Weapons of Adam Strange.
That one looks very similar to a previous cover you showed.
I know the Dust Devil cover, the first appearance. This is the second.
Okay. Looks very similar.
Here's a very cool pink cover.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's really cool. I like fire covers, so that's cool.
This is issue number 85. Here is issue number 86, gray tone, with green and purple trade dress. Isn't that wild?
What issue are we at now?
We're at number 86, and now something special happens.
Okay, I think that's when Hawkman comes in, right?
This is when Hawkman comes in, and these four books in grade are incredibly hard to find.
I have that one.
In 1989, this one I got these, and I had to pay. I had bought them from Bob Storms, and I had to pay up to get them because they are. You look and look and look, and they're around, but they're always trashed because they were very well read. It's a great story. Great cover.
Was Elvis on?
What?
Was Elvis?
That guy looks like Elvis. That's shooting him.
And I think this is a Murphy Anderson cover.
No, but the guy that's shooting Hawkman.
I know, through the wings. I know. And you know what the trademark of Hawkman was?
No.
Fighting the villains of today with the weapons of yesterday.
Yep, I remember.
So they'd always have a mace, or they'd have put cestices on, or they'd have some, like a battle axe, or whatever it was that he would take it, he would use. But Carter Hall would go into the museum and then take old weapons out to basically go. It wasn't like the Golden Age Hawkman that was the reincarnation, etc. All this crap. But Carter Hall was basically a policeman on Thanagar, and then they came to Earth. That was the Silver Age version of him. I'll do my Hawkman run one of these days, and I have all the Brave and Bolds and all that other stuff. That's a fun one to look too. Here's another Hawkman, but this is back to an Infantino cover.
Where's Hawkman?
He's in the corner. Plus a new Hawkman thriller.
I can't really see Hawkman. Sorry.
It's just in a box, and here he is. This was the one. This had in-house ads like crazy.
Oh
The
yeah.
super motorized menace. So some guy in a Honda 250.
He can make tornadoes with his motorbike.
That's right. We used to call them motorcycles here in the United States. Get on his sickle. I'm going to get on my sickle.
Do you say motorbike or do you say motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
What do you
Motorbike.
say?
When you drive on your motorbike, what do you like a 50 seat, a Honda 50? And you
What do you-
ding 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 ring ding 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 ding.
What do you say, Matt? My motorcycle?
Motorcycle.
Or motorbike?
It depends on the day.
Yeah, I say both, but
This
I don't know.
is probably one of the coolest Adam Strange covers of all, number 90.
Oh, that's cool.
And Adam Strange and Hawkman are both in the Planets in Peril. No kidding, JSS. Without a four-stroke is a far better situation. I've ridden, the Triumph 650 and a Norton 750 Commando, various, and I have ridden a Honda 90, and they're fun, but
Yeah. So a lot of those ones, my dad would always say that they were
dangerous.
no, not dangerous, because my dad's a doctor, right? So he would say they're donor bikes.
Yeah, we said that same thing.
Mm.
And here, because Space Ranger was going nowhere, they thought they would shove him over into Adam Strange's title to try and get some kind of action out of it.
Wow.
Isn't it interesting? These have Adam Strange stories in them too, but they brought Space Ranger over trying to do something. This is issue number 96.
So Space Ranger was kind of on his decline at this point?
Space Ranger just didn't get the same
Donor
love.
cycle, yeah.
Donor cycle, yeah. He just didn't get the earlier covers, the 10-cent covers, I have some. They're really cool. Bob Brown was a stud too in the war. He was a complete stud. This is one you will see with some regularity, and it's really interesting. The origin of the Ultra Multi-Alien.
Oh wow. It looks like, what's his name?
Metamorpho.
I said it first.
See him fly like a bird, thrilled to ultra super strength. You'll be drawn to his magnetic force and dazzled by his lightning powers. What else can we throw at him? Well, by this time, I think it's out. Way out. Off trail. The telepathic war. Way out. Off trail. Off trail. What an odd expression.
Is it Mystery in Space that becomes Dial M for Mystery?
No, that's House of Secrets, I think.
House of Secrets.
Yes.
Okay. House of
With
Secrets.
Robbie
I knew
Reed,
it was one of them.
Takama G.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them.
I thought that was House of Mystery.
Hi, Bleak.
Hi,
I'm all
Bleak.
done. This is the last one. I have dupes of this one too because it's such a cool brown cover. I just think it's really, the colors on this are rich.
Kind of looks like he's wearing a diaper or like
He
tiny
is.
white.
He's wearing it, and the reason why is because he's from Canada. So anyway, because most people in Canada have that problem. So that is my entire run of Mystery in Space.
Is that the
Very
last
nice.
issue of Mystery in Space?
That's all that I have.
Your last issue.
I stopped with issue number 103 because that's when Diaper FTW, because Adam Strange was gone and I was collecting Adam Strange.
Diaper for the win is what FTW means.
For the win.
For the win, yep.
BMOC.
Yeah.
BFD.
Okay, so Matt, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, so Matt. And so you're done for tonight? So this will be the last round, I guess.
Okay.
Is it? No, I mean, did you have others that you want to show?
I mean, I could pull other stuff out, but I think that I've shown a lot.
You showed a ton. Yeah, it's good.
Do we have a biggie comic collector tonight?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was.
Well, I'll go a little
watching the
quick
time.
here. I'll go a little quick here. This is the new Daring New Adventures of Supergirl 10. It's got a laboratory where he's making miniature Supergirls.
I just picked that book up like a few weeks ago.
I know that inspired me to pull this out when I was looking at something else.
That's very nice. I love that.
You got it first. Yeah, you got it first.
Matt got it first, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that for years. Here's Superboy 17 from the New 52. I just like it because Superboy himself, this is the Connor Kent version, is fighting a really cool looking alien creature.
Okay. It's
It's
weird
from
looking creature.
Krypton, by the way. Here's a Legion of Superheroes 284, where they're all flying out into space out of a spaceship that's been ripped open.
Okay.
What's the gal with the wings? Who's that?
That's a girl. That's Dawn Star. That's her power is tracking through space, and she has wings because all the people on her planet have them.
Dawn Star?
Dawn Star, yes.
When did she join the Legion?
1970. She's one of the last ones before Superboy, before it goes from Superboy and the Legion to the Legion of Superheroes.
Wow.
And she joins after Tyrock. If you remember Tyrock,
No.
The black member.
No.
No, okay. He leaves. She replaces him.
Why
I
did he
just
have
saw
to
him in a
leave?
Who's Who.
Mm-hmm.
He just left.
Why did he have to leave?
Probably.
He left because it's a long, complicated story.
I mean, in a nutshell.
Well, basically, the island he lives on shifts in and out of
Phase.
a phase.
Like Brigadoon.
And so he goes to be phased out with his people, because by this time, just about every African heritage person on planet Earth lives on this island. Rather, they use that to explain the lack of African Americans in the Legion and in the comic books and all that stuff. It was a terrible.
Really odd.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
sounds terrible.
This is Detective Comics 673, and I thought Alan would like it because it's got a woman in a tube.
Actually, I do like it.
You know. And this is one of my favorite Superman stories. This is Superman 258. He fights the Galactic Golem, who feels like a prototype of Doomsday.
Gollum? Gollum?
Well, I pronounce it Golem. So
It's
Gollum.
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 Because I find when I pronounce it the other way, it feels too much like I'm saying the guy from Lord of the Rings. So
Gollum, and so I've heard it pronounced both ways, by the way. So
yeah. Most people I know pronounce it Golem, but I mean,
I've heard it pronounced Golem as well.
Anyways, he's really cool. And in this book, Superman defeats him in one of the best ways I've ever seen him defeat a creature, ever. Like, it's just the way he does it. It's just so awesome. It's written by Len Wein.
Gollum.
I always pronounce it as Gollum as well, but I've heard
Gollum is the correct pronunciation for what it's worth.
Well, there could be a British pronunciation or something.
The problem is, I grew up with a lot of Jewish people, and they all pronounced it Golem because that's how it's pronounced in Hebrew.
Is that so?
Yeah, I think so. And I think
that's interesting.
And I played Dungeons and Dragons with them, and the Golems were in Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah, so, I've always heard whenever people play Dungeons and Dragons, they'd always say golems.
Yeah,
which is weird. It is Jewish, yeah.
So here's another Superman book that I just like because his Superman is tied up on a throne with a whole bunch of wires out of it that looks like an old 40s mad scientist lair with 3 cute girls around him.
Which half?
I don't know what half. Probably the upper half.
Well, they'll lose interest real quick then.
Turns out the middle one's Supergirl in disguise, so I don't think they were that interested. And just 2 more quick, and then we'll
kiss and cousins.
I got this one because this is Dark Horse Comics 22, and I like it because we've got an alien hunter that's about to get attacked by the alien.
Oh, did I get knocked out, or did you get knocked out?
No, I'm still
Must have been you.
No. Okay, so that was weird. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
And then this last one, this is a variant cover of Alien 4 from a couple of years ago.
I was gonna say nobody showed Aliens or Predator or any of those.
And
kind of
no,
sci-fi
I had
movies.
them. I had them here. I bought this week at the comic store because I was just flipping through to see if he had any cool Alien covers, and sure enough, I came across this. The Alien Queen is up against a bunch of Marines. So this one's a Marvel one, though, but still.
I really liked, actually, at the time in the 90s, I really liked Dark Horse's Star Wars. I thought they were really good. They were really good stories.
The Dark Horse
it?
Star Wars was some of the lot. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with, because so you have time to show some.
Oh,
well, it's your show. You should
okay.
show.
No. Biggie, do you have anything to show?
No, I've just showed them Nexus. I'm good.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Okay. I'll show my last few books, and then we'll say
I
goodbye.
mean,
to
mine are
everyone.
no mystery in space, but you know they are what they are.
Right.
That's all right.
No, yours are great. Yours are great. Actually, like it's good to see variety. So here's one of mine, Strange Worlds.
Oh, nice.
I thought this was so. Here's a weird question. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys. I had a choice, and it was the same price. Okay, so same price. Which would you choose? This was a 7.0 restored CE2, so slight moderate, with a small amount of color touch on cover. Okay, cover cleaned. Okay, that was the issue.
Mhm.
Okay, so had this choice, which 7.0, or I think it was either a 2 or a 3. It was like really like a bigger, big drop in grade, but a blue label. Would you guys gone with the blue label, or would you guys go with the higher grade?
I think I'm with you. I'd go with the restored grade because again, like you, I like the.
I just went by the presentation. I just thought this one looked so much prettier. I was like,
I'd have to see the 2 or 3, but I'd probably take the blue label.
Yeah, so people are saying, okay, so went with this, and JSS went with the. See, I don't mind the purple labels. I'm just a sucker for the prettier book. Yeah, the other one, it was kind of chewed and wasn't really pretty.
Yeah, it was
I kind of
ugly
went.
and shit.
Yeah, this one. I mean, it just solid copy, right? There's nothing. I didn't even see why it was it only has one issue, which is right by the 10 cents. Can you even see that? That's the only issue with the book. If it wasn't for that,
That's a number 1 too. Nice.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that little, like, whatever piece where it's kind of rubbed, it would probably be like a 9.0. There's no like spine ticks. There's nothing wrong with it other than that.
Mr. Allen, when you're done, I will show the ones that I had on display, but I will show them so people can actually see them.
Okay, yeah, sure. And that'll be the grand finale.
That's really nice, Alan. I like that cover a lot more.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, actually, I liked Strange Worlds #1 more just because of the girl. I like the girl better. But this is a nice one, too. I like the girl kind of flopped over. And the guy with the sort of, like, beetle.
Radio antenna.
Yeah, it's like some kind of, it looks like he's like one of those, like, 3-horned beetle things.
Oh, like the scarab from the Egypt movie.
Yeah, the scarabs,
Yeah.
That's more my style right there.
This is, I think this is Gene Fawcett as well. I'm not sure. It doesn't say who the cover artist is. And then we got some Captain Science. Now this is one that's really interesting. So the guy, he has like a bubble helmet, but they always like want to have them like half naked. I don't know why. They always have the helmet, but not the actual suit. But this guy actually has the suit around him, but it's see-through, just so because you gotta show her. Okay. But the girl, she just gets the helmet.
And her skibbies.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just uber tight, like the.
No, she's got to look at her legs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, like the Lululemon clothes.
Let's take a look.
You sure that ain't like just plastic? Comics used to think plastic was so super futuristic back then,
Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Stephen. She is wearing the same thing. It just wasn't as obvious. Okay, you're right. Okay. That's not too bad then. Okay. Well, in this one, though, she doesn't even get the bubble helmet. But I think it's like like some spirity thing. I don't know.
What is going
Is that
on?
Joe Orlando or Wally Wood?
This is a Wally Wood. He did most of the covers for Space Detective, I think. So I have the complete run of Space Detectives, Captain Science, and Amazing, and Strange Worlds, and Amazing Adventures. I managed to finish all of those ones. The next big one that I'm working on, and I'll grab just a few more books, and then I'll let you go, Stephen. This is the next series I really want to have. Oh yeah, it's kind of like Saran Wrap, I think. She has a suit. Yes, it's Saran Wrap kind of suit. The next big series I really want to get the complete run of is Planet Comics. That would be really hard to do, though.
I'd just be happy with one of those. I'm gonna get one day, but I hear you. Get them
they're
all.
not too bad, Biggie.
No, they're really not. You get them for like 300 bucks, a couple hundred.
No, you can get them $100 to $200 for low grade
Really?
copies, like something like this. Not that expensive.
If I could ever run across one for that, I'd buy it. But I've only
Yeah.
seen like one.
You can pick them up there, yes. And then the next one, I think I paid I think it was like a couple $100 for this one.
Yeah, every time I see them, they're marked way up.
Yeah, it's this one.
I wouldn't say that. Alan showed me one at a show that was about 150.
Yeah, you can pick them up sometimes if you're really lucky.
Of course, he did that after I'd already spent 300.
We got
Lily Renee cover.
the Lily Renee
Dang.
cover, and it's the first appearance of Mista of the Moon.
There's a couple I like a lot from that run. Maybe you'll show
Now this
it in a
isn't
minute.
Mista here, but this is her first appearances in this book. But I
The
like
guy
her
with
cover.
the guy with the bow. His
Mhm.
name is Hunt Bowman. What a great name,
Oh,
Hunt
yeah.
Bowman.
Right down there, the guy with the bow.
Oh,
Yeah, I know they weren't very creative about the names, were they?
No.
But this one I really like. It's a bit of a headlight cover. Lily Renee, her covers
Lily,
were awesome.
I love the cut of her waist and the way that her dress is cut and the whole thing. And the guy, she put the big pink leather boots that have all the straps and stuff. And of course, he's a complete Nazi. I mean, he's designed as a Nazi.
Yeah, he looks like almost like the First World War though, Nazi style, like First World War German.
Yeah, that looks more First World War with the pointed.
Little spiky things, yeah.
Yeah.
Pickelhaub.
And then I just wish I could get better colors on these. But yeah, but this is still a nice one.
It's catch as catch can with those. Because
You gotta
the beginning of the run, they're bright, shiny, beautiful. But later on in the run, or if they were treated indifferently, they faded pretty well.
But I mean, they're still beautiful covers. I think this is Doolin, isn't it? I'm not sure who did the cover.
I don't know. The monster doesn't look much like Doolin to me, but I
don't know. It doesn't say who did.
More
the
like
cover, so.
more like Zolnarovich, more like so.
Can you see the?
Yeah, Zolnarovich.
Right.
It says right on it. But Lily
Okay, so
Renee did some of the art inside too.
Yeah, so that's Zolnarovich, and this is the first appearance on the cover of Miss of the Moon.
a nice looking
Very
copy.
nice.
She might appear in future editions of my Vixen's comic.
She would make a good choice.
Yeah,
Look at that hair flopping around. That's pretty good.
I know, it's beautiful. And it's
I always
reasonably
look at
nice
the
copy,
hair.
too.
Yeah, that's why I get looking at in the romances is the hair a lot. Like the bodies, yeah, but for some reason I look at the hair.
Kamen and Baker.
I like this one a lot because it's similar to Dolphin, where she's almost going right across the cover. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful cover. Okay, so those are mine for this round, and this is probably the last round. So,
All right, I'll show. I just took all my books down so that I can show you the
wow.
ones that I had on display, but you can see them
awesome.
better. I think you had mentioned you like this one, Biggie.
Oh
Mm.
yes, I love that one. And who did that?
Joe Orlando.
Yes.
And this is an Avon book, right? And then you see the guy that's got the antlers look like horns or whatever the hell's going on. And they got some of the guys have helmets on that are the same guys. They got the helmets that have the horn things going through, but this guy doesn't. He doesn't have the. I'm not quite sure what's supposed to be happening there.
And that alien guy is the same as the one from the other. You know, there's like a bunch of that alien being used.
You mean like
that
this?
one? Yes. And then there's another one more where he's dropping out, right?
Mm.
The one with the spotlights.
Yes.
They kind of look like.
Yeah, that's Flying Saucer.
Yeah, Flying Saucers.
That's a Fawcett cover.
Yeah. Who's this one? This is Orlando
Who
as well.
did it?
Kind of looks like
Wallywood layout at Wallywood and Joe Orlando both did the cover.
Okay. Nice.
This one's almost really always faded out. This one's got actually pretty good color.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Space Westerns, featuring Spurs Jackson and his space vigilantes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, the space. You know what's funny? I just saw this at one of the shows that I was at, the Space Western one. This exact, well, not that exact copy, but a copy of that book. But they wanted some crazy price, so I was like,
Yeah, this is not a cheap. This is not a cheap book, and you'll notice it has this thing, Tomorrow, the Universe, and you can barely make it out, but it's a swastika on the back of that dagger.
Moon Girls and the Prince. I have one that I could show if you want me to.
This one I'd never seen this before. I just think it's an incredibly cool cover. But the gal has the Black Terror.
Oh yeah.
Stuff on her chest, and this is a standard comic, which would have been the same, but they basically borrowed the Black Terror look for this, and they're the bad guys. They're robbing the Interplanetary Express. And this one, Alan, is one of the very first. This is Journey into Unknown Worlds, and this is by Atlas Comics, Marvel, and this is the first science fiction cover. It's the #1 science fiction cover for Atlas.
Nice.
So when they say that they considered Journey into Unknown Worlds, this really is a space cover, science fiction.
This is the one that we were both potentially bidding on. I bowed out for you to get it.
Yeah, and by doing so, it was very favorable.
Yeah, you got it for a great price. I mean, it was insane, actually. Very nice.
Russ Heath cover.
Wow.
That's my boy.
Nice.
And that's one of the earliest sci-fi covers, you said?
I said very nice.
Okay.
And here is, we were talking about Lou Cameron. You were talking about him. Lou Cameron had a set that he did for Ace Magazines called Space Action. And here is Space Action #1.
I've been trying to get that book. I can never get it. Like I've lost 3 times so far. On
It's a tough book.
It just drives me nuts. Like I'll get outbid at the last minute. It just drives me crazy.
I got this raw. I got all 3. There's only 3, and I sent all 3 in when Steve Borak was the head guy in running CBCS, and so the quality of the grading and the process they had when Steve was there, because I wanted to help him because he's a great guy. He had just left CGC and he had started up at CBCS. And so I gave him my business. There's the first one. Here is the second one, which is the classic cover.
I think most people gravitate to this one of the 3.
Oh, that's a good one.
Where
the first one I got.
What he is seeing as she's coming up in their extremely phallic looking ray gun. I love the trade dress where it says Space Action up by the spine. They have that rocket ship up on the spine, and they always really have, cool. And you'll notice they always have Saturn of some sort of description around somewhere because Saturn's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a 7.5, and then when I sent the The third issue, they kicked back. CBCS kicked back because they said it was too big, that the
Oh, really?
magazine was printed too large. So they didn't want to damage the book in their holder. He said, I don't want to damage the book. So he sent it back. I said, fine. So I sent it into a CGC and it came back at 8.5.
Wow.
And it says here, here the guy is fighting this huge monster that's crawled out of the hole, and it's got him big time. And it says, Earth-based Scout XP-39. Stop kidding us. We know you're not being attacked. Our scientists say there's no life on Ishtar. But evidently there is some life on Ishtar.
I guess so.
And on the back, you have the Chevalier. Oh, Chevalier. What does it do? It is a thing to help you keep your gut in. Oh, it's very beautiful. The women, they like it. And it's a black and white ad. And the last one I will show is just, it's just a strange but cool cover. Space Adventures #2, and this is Charlton. This has a R. You know, Lyle, I heard that in 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Lyle is
I
trying
heard
to.
that one. I fell off the back of my dinosaur when I heard that one.
Exactly.
Besides, it's supposed to be pronounced Uranus now.
Oh, really?
Uranus is what they were telling us. They don't call it Uranus. You call it Uranus. So it sounds like urine instead of an anus. It's a great planet. And they were talking about that Pluto isn't really a planet. It's some sort of big asteroid or something.
It's not.
And they've gone back and forth about Pluto. Pluto doesn't have a good press man, obviously. And there's one after Pluto, and you know what they call it?
What?
Eris.
Vulcan.
Oh, Vulcan.
No kidding. So this cover is the Space Adventures 2 off-white pages.
Vulcan was a moon of Jupiter, wasn't it? Or
Titan.
No, Vulcan.
Trust me, gentlemen. Trust me. You can Google
Vulcan would be a
Just
planet because Vulcan is a god, therefore it would be a planet.
That's correct.
That's
and who was Vulcan?
He's the one. He was the blacksmith of the gods.
And what was the Greek version?
The Greek version, Hephaestus or Hephaestus?
Hephaestus, yeah.
Hephaestus.
And here, not Festus, Hephaestus, yeah.
Hephaestus,
Here's Space Adventures, and here is the gal. This is a this rolls off the tongue. Frank Frollo.
Frank Frollo. So
yeah, my name is Frank Frollo.
The guy that had the other one, Steven, had both of these. He had that one and the Space Western.
Space Western?
I was like,
that was a Luke Cameron, I think. But you see this one here.
Expensive.
This one here has the gal. I love the pink sky. You know, the pink in the sky, pink and blue, and the really cool space trade dress. And they got this really kind of tight, angular-looking dinosaur monster, Stegosaurus lizard guy. And she is built, and he's got his claws digging into her thigh.
Mm.
And he's getting shot right in the neck.
Very nice.
So these were the science fiction books I pulled for display that I just wanted to show you up close.
Okay, very cool.
That's it.
I love the book, Stephen. You guys, both of you have such great collections. I'm so glad to be able to see them like this.
Well, thank you. It's fun to show.
Okay, wait. Before we go, I just got one book to show. Somebody asked Moon Girl and the Prince.
Nice.
Who did the cover on that? Who did it?
It says Sheldon Moldov.
Shelley Moldoff?
I don't think so, though. I don't think it says JC. There's like initials on the corner there. Who's JC?
I do not know.
That could be the person who owned the book. That doesn't look like it's actually part of it. It looks like
no. It is part of it. I can tell it is.
No, that's printed. That's printed. That's not written.
Okay, so we'll go back to you guys now. One sec here. just before we go, I was actually hoping Biggie would stay, but J.C. Penney. um, so everyone's like trying to say things in this chat here. It's like J.C. Penney, John Carter. It's like, yeah. So just quickly, I recommend people go over to Biggie Shack's, the Immortal Biggie Shack's channel, because I'm going to be Matt. You're coming too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So and Stephen, are you coming to it as well?
Well, what are you doing?
It's going to be the top 15 collectors of all time.
Okay.
You know, see,
are we having a challenge? Are we having a challenge at all, or
there might be a challenge? It might be a challenge. You know, skill testing question or something. I don't know.
I'll play.
Okay, so the point is, yeah, so we'll all be going over to Biggie's channel now to battle it out or to
let's go over to Biggie's house. You'll have some comic books. We'll go over to Biggie's house.
You'll know we're there because that's where all the bikes are.
We're done over here at our house. Now let's go over to Biggie's house.
Remember when we were kids? You always knew where all the kids were hanging out because the bicycles would be on the driveway.
Oh, yeah, sure. Lawn. Yeah, I remember that. So
I never laid my bike down. I always used the kickstand. I never laid my bike down. I didn't.
I was lazy. I just threw it on the ground.
Did you have a speed bike or just a 1-speed?
I had the worst kind. I had a BMX. BMX
I love my BMX.
BMXs seem cool until all your friends have 10 speeds, and you're like, oh.
Well, it is. It's tougher to. Do you know the Schwinn Varsity was the big 10-speed bike? They had a Traveler, which was a 5-speed gear lever one. The other one, the 3-speeds, had the Sturmey Archer. It was that little 3-clicker thing that was up on the handlebar.
Oh, super cycle.
That had down on the into the rear hub, and those things would crack when you were pumping up a hill. Those things would always crack. Alan stole your bike, and then the European bikes basically invaded when the Varsity and the Continental, they were so heavy because they're steel. And the European bikes came in, the Peugeots, the Crescents, and all that other stuff came in. And I'm here to tell you that the Schwinn took a beating on that when they came in. But I had a Crescent bike, I still have it. But the Schwinn Paramount was the best one from Schwinn. It was a Reynolds double butted tubing. It was all chrome, and 1971, 72. And when I was trying to buy a bike to go down to Oregon, so I had a bike to ride, this is in 69. I went to a place called Cyclecraft, and they had Crescent bikes, and they had them by the least expensive to the most expensive. And I had saved up $140. And so they had one for $135. It had a Campagnola crank and Campy handlebars, but it had a Hooray derailleur, which was very cool. But they had Stella bicycles, they had Peugeots, and
I had a Peugeot as well later.
Yeah,
on.
And the Peugeots were very well made, and the Raleigh bikes were very nice too. They had very, very nice frames for them as well. But anyway, I ended up and the top of the line Crescent were the ones that won the Tour de France, and they were called, of all things, for a Swedish bike, Varld's Master Cyclen. They called it the Pepita, it's like Pepita, like out of Mexico. What's Pepita? What does that have to do with the Swedes? I never could understand it. But they have a black and white checkered flag, winning
you
checkered
really need
flag.
like a lemon tree right behind you.
I know it's just the way it is. I want to finish this, damn it, and then we'll go over to Biggie's house, and you won't even hear me. I won't even talk, and I'll show you, boy. I'll show you. But I bought one of each. I bought a Paramount 71. When I went to Kistler's, which was the Schwinn shop, they had a Paramount up on the wall, and I said, "Wow, that's a cool bike. How much? What is that?" And the guy looked at me like, "Well, that's the Paramount, don't you know?" And I said, "No, who knew?" I said, "I've got $140. How much is it?" He says, "That's a $500 bike."
Wow.
I go, "Wow." He says,
That's
"Yeah, because that's the best bike.
Like $1 million nowadays money, right?
That's the best bike that Schwinn makes, and it's a racing bike, and they're handmade. They're not machine made. They're handmade bikes, hand polished. Reynolds double butted tubing, Nervex lugs, the Campagnola sets, and the whole thing, racer brakes." I said, "Wow." So I got me one of those, and I got me a Crescent top of the line, and I got them in my office. I have them sitting up on the wall. I had a
Cool.
tank bike. I had the Tornado, or excuse me, the
Wow.
Typhoon.
That's
1960
$3,000 nowadays money.
1961, I got when the Schwinn Typhoon first came out, and it was just the transition from the Panther or the Hornet or the Tiger, that it was just a little bit smaller, but they had those big bulbous, and we called it the Suckmobile because it was so hard to pump that sucker up the hill. Don't bug me. All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
You're not going to
just
get any
quickly.
more out of me. Quit trying to make me talk. I hate
Just quickly, two things. Just quickly. One, go
that. I
over
don't
to
have
Biggie's.
time to listen to this. It's too much.
Two things. One, go over to Biggie's.
Shut
Biggie's
up.
Mortal Biggie Shack's channel, and go over to Matt's channel. Give him the last 20 some odd subscribers that he needs to get to 222, and then we can start winning some prizes.
I gave it to him already long ago.
And kudos to the chat tonight. You guys were particularly hilarious tonight.
Oh yeah, you guys are funny.
But looks aren't everything.
Okay, so thanks everyone for coming, and thanks guys for coming. I enjoyed the lemon tree stories; they were great. And thanks Matt as well. So thanks guys. See you on Biggie's channel.
Adios.